Jalen Brunson has called out longtime Knicks rival turned hater Reggie Miller, and we have to talk about it because there's a lot to go over with this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because Reggie Miller was recently talking about the Knicks and threw a lot of shade their way, as he usually does, because he had one good game against the Knicks ever, and he's ridden that for his entire life ever since then. And Jalen Brunson finally snapped and said, that's enough. And let's take a look at what Reggie Miller had to say. Oh yeah, new format coming right at you. Reggie Miller said, that's why I can't stand the Knicks. They're frontrunners. They think they're God's gift to basketball. And gasoline was poured on it when Josh Hart came up to me in Game 2. You know what? F you. And that shouldn't have come out like that. And guys, Jalen Brunson, as you could see, he quote tweeted it and said, let's have a chat at Reggie Miller on TNT, and then tags his podcast, The Roommates Show, because he's inviting Reggie Miller on to come defend himself and to talk his talk and all that good stuff. And that's gotta happen. And even Ben Stiller thinks so, who said, please. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see Reggie Miller trade barbs with someone who actually is, you know, better than Reggie Miller all time at basketball already in Jalen Brunson. I know it's a hot take, but Reggie Miller has never, ever lived up to what people imagine he is, because one time he had that great 10 seconds of basketball against the New York Knicks. Outside of that, his career, not that impressive. Sure, he went to the NBA Finals. Okay, didn't win it. Sure, he hit a lot of threes. Okay, well, no one cares anymore because Steph Curry existed. Reggie Miller's entire claim to fame is that game against the Knicks in the 1994 NBA Finals. Not NBA Finals, the 1994 NBA playoffs. The reason I said NBA Finals is because we all know as Knicks fans who went to the 1994 NBA Finals. This team. I tried to point with my pointer finger, forgetting it's all wrapped up right now. But look, there's more to the story than just that. Josh Hart, as we all know, went up to Reggie Miller and said, Reggie, I don't know if you heard, but they're saying F you, which was absolutely true, as Knicks fans do. But if you look at that series between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers, the one that had Knicks fans chanting F you because of what happened, look who won the series. Game 5 was the game where Reggie Miller had that tremendous 8 points in 9 seconds. And then after that, the Knicks won the next game. And then the Knicks won the next game after that. So Reggie Miller, you had it. You were up 3-2. You went back to Indiana. What happened? You choked. You choked is what happened. We all know that's what happened. We all remember that's what happened, because it's not the only time Reggie Miller ever choked in his career. In a Game 7 against the Orlando Magic of the Eastern Conference Finals the next year, his best playoff run ever, look, he went 5 for 13 with 12 points and 2 for 7 from 3, couldn't lead his team in points, and lost by 24 points in a Game 7. Now, I know that Reggie Miller loves to talk about how the Pacers beat the Knicks in a Game 7. And yeah, the Knicks lost by a lot, but they didn't lose by 24 in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals with a fully healthy team. The Indiana Pacers, and Reggie Miller specifically, actually think they're good because the fact that they beat up 2 horrifically injured teams in the Milwaukee Bucks and New York Knicks. They went to face the Boston Celtics, a team that I think is sort of overrated, though is also going to win the NBA Finals, so what do I know? And they got mollywopped in a way that I think, you know, most teams in the NBA, or at least in the Eastern Conference, around half the Eastern Conference, would have just done better. And the Knicks would have done better against the Celtics. The Heat would have done better against the Celtics. Oh, wait, they did. They won a game. The Cavs would have, but they did also. They won 2 games. The Milwaukee Bucks, if healthy, would have been better against the Celtics. The Philadelphia 76ers would have been great against the Celtics. Pacers, they were just awful against the Celtics. I don't care that they almost won a game. Oh, they almost won, but it was close games. I don't care. They lost every game of that series. It was over before it began. We all knew it. Because the Pacers now actually think they're good, and they actually think they can make a run and succeed with this team. And we all know that that's not true, guys. They would have lost in round 1 had their team been healthy. And the Pacers, well, maybe luck just falls their way sometimes, but skill does not, as Reggie Miller has shown, because he's just never had a season as good as Jalen Brunson. Not in the playoffs, guys. Not in the playoffs one bit. If you look at this, and I understand it's hard to see, Jalen Brunson averaged 32 points per game last playoffs. Well, Reggie Miller, in his best playoffs ever, couldn't even come close. Sure, Miller shot better from 3, but he's one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. And Brunson was getting draped all over because he was the only offense, considering the entire Knicks team, well, they were just injured. But guys, Reggie Miller genuinely believes that the Pacers are good, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what he believes anymore, guys. But Brunson is absolutely right to call Reggie Miller out for all of this BS, because it's not like Reggie Miller even beat the Knicks in that series that he always loves to flaunt himself about. He lost. He lost the next 2 games. He choked. He literally choked, and then he went to the Eastern Conference Finals the next year in his best playoff run, and he choked again. Sad, 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 Reggie. Just sad. And now he goes on podcasts and talks about how he hates the Knicks and all that stuff and gets to insert himself into series. Is he saying gasoline got poured on the fire when Josh Hart came up and talked to him after Game 2? No. Reggie Miller instantly inserted himself into that series because he was praying that finally he could have relations with a Pacers team that would beat the Knicks. And since the Knicks lost all of their starting 5 except for Dante DiVincenzo, who still dropped 39 on a Pacers team that didn't play defense, as shown by the Celtics when Jason Tatum went off, who's now struggling to beat Derrick Jones Jr. in one-on-ones, well, I don't know. I just think the Pacers aren't that good, if you ask me. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Pacers are actually good? Or am I right when it comes to the Celtics, Knicks, 76ers, Heat, Bucks, Cavs, all being better than the Pacers? I think the Chicago Bulls would have given a better Eastern Conference Finals than the Indiana Pacers would have against the Celtics. I just think the Pacers are about to go all in on a team that's just pretty mid. Now, guys, as that says down below, thank you so much for watching Knicks Digest. I'm still getting the hang of this new formatting thing we're doing over here. But you want to stay tuned for these videos. I'm telling you, content, it's going up. Quality's going up. Quantity's staying high. You guys don't want to miss out, so make sure you're subscribed. Like this video. Turn on post notifications. All that good stuff. Guys, have a phenomenal day. And go Knicks!